So something we touched on in the last video that needed doing badly on the car is the bushes for the wishbone. We're going to tear the wishbone off now. I've just started to disassemble it. Drop links are knackered as well. We can't find them at the minute, but we've got some poly bushes to go on. We're going to remove the rear drum off. Just got the spindle out the back. You can see the tyre rods on this side have been done. We've got the bushes to do up against the chassis leg as well. So we're going to start stripping that down. So this is the full selection of bushes that we went for. We did go for the black series, but some reason some of them are purple. You can see these are black and they're black. These are the top mounts for the shocks. So what we've got here, you can see on the side here, we've got the rear tie bar to chassis bush. You see us do the outer one before, so we've got the inner one now to do. This is for the rear wishbone. This is the one to the hub. These are the two sandwich either side. You'll see them when they come out. So they're a lot stiffer, loads stiffer than the purple one. These are the ones to the inner. So we're gonna have to have a look to see if we have to take the sleeve out first. So when we get the wishbone off, we'll find that one out. So these obviously go like that, and then the pin goes straight through again. And then these ones are at the top of the shock. You'll see how they go. These ones just sit inside the turret, and then the shock goes up to them, just to provide a little bit more stiffness so that the shock can't move around. So now that is the complete set of poly bushes for the whole car. Should stiffen the rear end up a little bit. You'll see how knackered the ones are when we take them off. And also, as I said, the shoes needed doing badly. So we've got these EBC rear shoes, just a little bit better than the OE and the stock ones. So we're going to replace these at the same time. Nice bit of pad thickness on there, can adjust it properly. And we actually have the rears doing some braking instead of everything on the fronts. So I've just pulled the wishbone off. Just want to show you how nasty these bushes are. The inner ones, see the amount of play in them. These are obviously the original bushes. They're 30 years old because these have never been replaced. They're like a bonded in, but the worst ones are these outer ones. So look at the state of them ones. Nasty and crusty. There's loads of play in them. So we're going to have to try and drill these out, burn these out, however we can get these out so we can press in the new ones. These normally have a sleeve in the outside. We're going to have to check them. There are all sorts of different kits that you can buy. So a little tip for getting these out is to get a drill bit, drill through, and you see the outside, and then as you drill round like this, see, goes all the way through. You see the rubber coming out. This is the quickest way to do it, see? Takes 2 seconds to do, none of that messing around, and then there's that metal sleeve in there we've got to cut out. So you can see there's a sleeve inside the outer wishbone to the chassis. What you do here is you get the blade of the hacksaw, you attach it back onto the hacksaw bit inside the sleeve, and then you can cut through. Once you've cut a groove into it, as long as you don't cut into this outer piece, then get a chisel and you can just tap away at it and the sleeve will come out. So you can see once you've cut all the way through and you've chiseled it out, you can see it just splits, and it's easy enough to remove out. When it's all rusted and seized up, this sleeve don't even look like it's in there, but you're never going to get the poly bushes in while that's still in there. So you can see we've removed that side already, all the sleeves and everything's outside that side. On the poly bushes that we're using, it's the Powerflex solid ones, so you have to remove this sleeve here. We've just cut this section off already just so we can show you what part we mean. In here there's another sleeve and there's a sleeve in the middle. You normally cut it flush, and then what you do is you cut off this rubber, and we'll grind this out and we'll show you exactly what we need to remove. You can see there's a lip there already. I've got this section here. You can see that lip sits there like that, and then that goes through. It's like a soft sleeve material, and then you can just smash it out, and it's not that simple. I know it sounds simple, but it's not. It takes a little bit of work. So I've given the wishbones a quick sand down, a bit of paint as well, just to give them a bit of protection over the summer. These are going to get blasted very soon and then powder coated, so this is just a temporary measure. You can see we've put in the bushes. I'm going to show you how to do them. These get like pressed in. I do these in a vise. You press the pins through and it makes them proper solid. You can see the black series. I really like the black series. If you're going for track work, these are the ones to go for. If you're going for a road car, use the purple ones. You can see proper stabilises this wishbone and allow the back to be a lot stiffer and reduce the understeer. So you can easily see on these arms how they go. This slots in between there, stops the arm crushing down. Obviously the pin goes through. These go on the outer edge like that. They slot in, they slide in nice and tight like that. And then once it's all in, you just push this pin through. Obviously you grease it right up. It joins both of them together. You can see that just sits there like that. I'll show you complete. Right, so now that sleeve is pushed out of the wishbone, you can see I've done this side already, so I can show you. The bush then slots in there nice and tight. You've got to push it in under pressure. You can see, properly lube it up before you put it in there. And then once you've put that in there, the pin, this pin here, goes in there. Please, you can just press that in or you can tap it in. As long as you've lubed it up, it's all good. And then that just totally eliminates all the side-to-side movement on the hub. And we've put the other side in already. You can see the bush is on the rear and the wishbone is solid. So you can see that it's a nice tight fit to get that sleeve in there, which obviously pressurises the bush. Get yourself a rubber hammer. You can do it in a vise. It's easy enough to just do it like that, and then that's in there. So we knew that the bushes were bad on the rear, on the tie rods, but look how bad, look how much play you got side to side with them. They really needed doing badly. So it's a good job of getting the solid mounts in there. So that lovely little drill technique just shows you that's how simple it is to get out. Normally the bush, the centre pin comes out because it's normally rotten. You can see these are the original Ford bushes, which means they're 30 years old. You can see how simply that's come out and how nasty them bushes were. So much play in them, it's ridiculous. How much better does that look? So they're not going to move around anywhere now. We'll just put the other side on and they're absolutely solid. So I'm going to give you show them on the car. Obviously now this is every bush done on the car. There's no bushes in the Powerflex range that need doing. So going to stiffen up the car treat. So you can see now the arms are all polybushed and you see how much movement was there in there before. And look at it now, it's literally very little play in there now. There's always going to be a little bit side to side, but you can see how little the play is now compared to that rotten old bush before. So you can see why the rear shoes need replacing where they was poorly adjusted before. You can see loads of uneven wear, like 5 mil going down to tapering down to 3 mil, and the other side's even worse. But you can see on the back side you've got about 7 or 8 mil and it's not even tapered, and it was all glazed up where it was poorly adjusted. So it's going to help the braking on the rear. The rear is actually going to do some braking now instead of just all on the fronts. So we've just fitted the rear shoes, loads of meat on them now on both sides. Adjusted the handbrake, so we've got, so we've just replaced the rear shoes, all looking fresh, got loads of meat now on both sides. Adjusted the handbrake, you can see the shoes that come off, even though one side had a load of meat on them, one side was very well worn. The cylinders were not leaking, didn't need replacing, so didn't bother with them. So if anyone wants to know where the handbrake adjuster is, it's just behind the fuel tank. You just undo them 2 plastic brackets and you can adjust the play that goes up to the handbrake cable itself. So I'm going to show you a comparison between the 2 rubbers. These are the Powerflex ones and these are the original Ford ones. They're probably the Ford ones from factory. See how squidgy they are. The shock's going to be moving around. The hole inside here is bigger. You can just about see the difference between these. You can't even compress these ones, so it's really going to hold the shock in. So you can see where they sit on the top of the turret. You can see we've done this side already. Look how nice and tight that is. So there's no movement now in that shock. That shock's hold there solid, so it's going to hold the track in perfect. Shock's not going to move around at all under load. Right, so just before we drop down the rear end, just want to show you all the wishbones complete. Every single bush now replaced. So the rear end should have a nice stiffness to it. We've just got to stiffen up that anti-roll bar a little bit. All the brakes done, springs in. You can see obviously the wishbone has to drop down to seat that in properly. But yeah, so the rear end will be nice and tight now. We're just got to get these compensators out at some point. Really don't like them. Really restricts the braking on the rear. So a funny little find we found. This car had a respray at some point, and I don't know if this washer dropped down there or they used it as a spacer. But the washer that's down here between the scuttle panel, it's been painted over the top, so it either dropped down there or someone put it down there purposely for like the shut line gap, and it got painted over and left. So we're going to try and prise it out now, and there it is, half painted washer, and there it is, like a half unpainted washer type. It's funny little things that you find on these cars. So with summer coming up, we've got no sun visors for the car now. As you can see, obviously we've got the roll cage in there. There is some sun visor mounts that you can get that mount sun visors to the cage. But for now, we're going to put in a sun strip, probably bring it down to about 8 inches, just so we've got a nice sun strip, stop us getting blinded by the sun. Nice matte black one. So this is the car before the sun strip's on. So we just measured it up. We're going to go about 6.5 inches deep with this one. So it's not too deep. We don't want it too low, it looks silly. But it's a nice height inside the car. So I normally do it for about 6.5 inches, and that sort of cuts out all the sun. So now the sun's gone off the car, you can clearly see the sun strip. I think it looks really good. Gives it a bit more aggression, but its main purpose is obviously to block the sun out. Brings that roof a little bit lower. Finished it off with the unknown performance sticker, so you know it's built by me. So it's time to get rid of these original Ford foot pedals. You can see they're terrible and your foot slips off them all the time. And in a race car, that's not acceptable. So we've just got these OMP ones. You see the nice bit of grip on them. You can do heel and toe with them as well. So you've got, that's the accelerator, that's the brake. This one's for the clutch. So we're going to start drilling out them pedals and get them on. So they're all fitted on. Just got to go out and get another fitting for this one because we run out of fittings. We used it for another spot. So they're a lot better than them full rubber ones. Got a nice bit of grip on there now, especially on the brake pedal, the most important one. Clutch pedal, don't need it. Can do heel and toe now. You can see the shape on them. And so much better than the Ford ones that are 30 years old and got no grip on them at all. So they're all drilled on there now. You see we've spaced them all out nicely. The accelerator pedal closer to the brake pedal so you can do heel and toe. You can see the shape, and toe much better than the Ford ones. Nasty rubber ones, they're tiny as well. See the clutch one, don't need it. But we've just got to put an extra fitting on the accelerator one because we run out of fittings, and we get that on. And then pedals, so much better than the original ones. So there you go, all the pedals are fitted. You can see they're nicely spaced apart. You've got the nice grips in the back there as well now, so we ain't got the rubber ones that you just slip off as soon as they get wet. Just got to put an extra fixing in the accelerator one, and that's done. So that's another job done off the list. So another thing is these little aero catchy bolts. They always corrode. They've only like a black coating over the top of them, so I always change these for stainless. So we've got some new stainless ones to go on it. Obviously now we've got the fiberglass bonnet, that's going to be changed over, and the aero catches will be on that. But just for now, we're going to change them over, make it look a little cleaner. So that's the littlest things always make the biggest difference. Just things like that bug ya. Brand new stainless fittings on there, looking clean. So something that's been bugging for a while were these window strips. You can see what we've just done is replaced them with some lovely fresh items that come off a low mileage car. See them nice and straight. And you see the ones that come off the car. They've got like a metal insert in them with a rubber over the top, and the metal starts rusting over time because it sits in this crevice and just gets all sorts of grime and everything on it. So they look a lot cleaner. Just little touches that we're doing to the car now that the major work's done. So I'm going to show you a few other bits that are coming up that we're putting on the car. We've got a new oil cooler because on track the oil is going to get really hot and thin. We're going to change to a thicker oil now, so because we're running solid lifters, we don't have to worry about the hydraulics so much. And in the summer, it's obviously going to get a lot of track work. So we've just bought an oil cooler kit, proper Mocal item as well. See, brand new. We've got oil lines made up, some nice long ones, so we can position it properly. We're going to work out where we want it because at the minute we don't really know. Might have it behind the bumper, might have it in front of the intercooler, not sure yet. We've got the housing, all the fittings and everything, but we're going to, well, we don't know yet, but we might change this for a thermostatically controlled one. Depends, we're going to have to think about it. But yeah, we've got all the fittings, all the mounting brackets and everything, so that's going to be going on soon. So as you know, the theme with this car is get it as light as possible, and obviously we still had a steel bonnet with a carbon roof and a carbon boot lid, so we thought we'd go out and get the next best thing. Couldn't find a carbon bonnet anywhere, so we bought a brand new fiberglass bonnet. This one needs trimming still. It's got the bonnet vents, but they need cutting out for the air circulation. Obviously, this all needs cutting out as well. But it's a brand new fiberglass bonnet. It's going to be used on track. You can see it still has the things for the catches. It's got a metal frame inside, so you can bolt it to the original position, so that's nice. So we're going to leave the underside of it just in the plain white gel coat, but the outside of it, we're going to give it a quick lick of white paint, and then we can put the aero catches in. So we're going to stick the aero catches in the original positions. As she's just had a clean, no better way to fill her up than a full tank of V-Power. So we're over by one of our favourite spots by the river. Car's cleaned, full up with fuel. Leave some comments what you think of it. Sun strip really helps out with the sun. The low sun we just come driving through. And, now we can actually see where we're going. And topped off with the unknown performance sticker. Only the fully built cars get that.